sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. You see the sea. I'll see the sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. Shine,
Mamba with the game. Oh, you think this is a game? I came to knock him out the way. 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 Knock him out the crowd with your head top down for some action.
It is a blistering hot day here in Edmonton, and we're about to see some fireworks as two teams battling out for playoff seeding go head-to-head. Stingers, Mamba, only one of them can claim third place in the West, but both teams, well, they want it. The Edmonton Stingers took the first two games of the series, but that was early in the season. Saskatoon claimed their most recent match. I'm Sarah Ryan, and we are thrilled that you are joining us here tonight. Here's my partners in crime, Mark Majot and Dave Tribune.
Thank you very much, Sarah, and I think she did an excellent job of setting the table. The Mamba come into town with a record of 11-11, and the Stingers are 9-13. Dave, both these teams have punched their ticket to the postseason. As a former coach yourself, how difficult are these games to prepare for? There's clearly stuff you want to work on. However, you've already accomplished mission number one of your season.
Mission number one, make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're there. The toughest thing right now is to keep your focus. The Stingers are loose. They're feeling good. Now, the question is, do they have that personal pride? And I'm not saying they're not professional, but at some point, you want to beat the guy in front of you, but you also want to preserve your body and be ready for a playoff run that's going. I don't care who they get, it's going to be a tough matchup in that first round.
Yeah, you're trying to look ahead, but trying not to look too far ahead, as both these teams are incredibly even matched. Sarah mentioned Edmonton leads the season series 2-1, but taking a look at some of these matchups, that's how really close this is. In particular, the points for it, the points against. You see the points almost a wash, field goal percentage almost a wash, field goal. Look up and down. These teams are very, very evenly matched. So what's going to give tonight?
What's going to give is, again, both of these teams, and Saskatoon being in that place where, like, we're in third. We got what you want.
Yeah.
So do we just kind of put it in cruise control and just try to maintain this? Do the Stingers play around with lineups a little bit, play around with combinations and say, hey, we're getting ready? Or do they say, we're not happy, we're not satisfied, we want that third seed, we want to try to move up, and how hard do we push? Statistically, over the season series, I think there's like a 2-point difference in they're so even that all it takes now is a little bit of a lapse or a little bit of a change. We noticed a roster change for Edmonton here. Looks like a game day decision on one of their, what has been a key player. Is that enough now that some of these even stats maybe swing towards the Mamba a little bit?
Let's throw it down to Sarah Ryan as she is joined by Edmonton Stingers head coach and general manager Jordan Baker.
All right, Coach, we know that the Stingers have officially made the playoffs, but you've been saying this week that this game is just as important. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to be playing our best basketball in August. We're not taking any days off. We're not allowing ourselves to get into some bad habits. So tonight's a great opportunity for us to, with Kendrick still just joining the team, we want to try to get him up to speed and try to get some of our things tidied up so we're ready to go in the postseason.
Yeah, let's stick on Kendrick. He was the MVP last game, new to the team, still figuring out how it all works, I imagine. What does he provide that you need down this home stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I think he provides a little bit of stability in the backcourt. An experienced guy. He's played in lots of places, so he's very malleable. He's got the opportunity to come in and have a lead role with us. So, kudos to him for being able to absorb everything so quickly.
Dunmartin and Monsanto combined for half of the Mamba's points in their last game. They're also on the road. They were in Niagara, had a travel day. Now they're here. How do you shut players like that down, and do you try and take advantage of the fact that they didn't have the same reps that your team did?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to try to start quickly, but understanding, those guys are very dangerous from behind the three-point line, so making sure, we've got some discipline and we're closing out with our hands up and understanding, our personnel, not just those two, but across the board.
All right, excellent. Good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you so much. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Jordan. We will take a quick timeout and come back with starting lineups, keys to the game, and more. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center. We are just moments away from tip-off. Dave, you've picked up a few keys to the game for both sides, presented by CDIC. First, for the visiting team, the Saskatoon Mamba.
They've got to throw punches in bunches. They love those little micro runs, just a short burst, 6 points here, 5, not an extended 14-0 run, just those quick ones. We heard Coach Baker talk about the Stingers want to get off to a quick start against a road-weary team. They've got to do this to set the tone early and let Edmonton know they're in the building. Second, new voices, same depth. We talked about Dunmartin. We talked about Monsanto. They are carrying the load right now. 50% of their scoring in the last game. They are going to be a handful for this Stingers defense to handle today. And thirdly, Saskatoon has to clean the glass. They need to get rid of the Edmonton second chance opportunities by ending possessions on defense, and they need to crush the glass and create second chance opportunities against an Edmonton team that sometimes doesn't defend defensive rebound well at home.
Next for the home side, the Edmonton Stingers, Dave, their keys to the game presented by CDIC.
Balanced or bust. It's the best way to say you've got a team that ranks fourth in a bunch of stats. You've got a bunch of players that nobody's in the top 5 of any major stat category, but they just get it done in the aggregate. They get it done as a group, and they need to keep that balance. They need to keep the bench scoring to keep the pressure on their opponent, and tonight that's Saskatoon. They need to reclaim this series. They have the lead in at 2-1. They lost the last one to the Mamba. They need to come back and win this, have the 3-1 lead, tie break in case they do end up in third place. And the last thing is they need to dodge the drought. When Edmonton loses, they get into these extended dry stretches where they don't score, they don't look like they've got a plan. Hopefully the addition of Kendrick here, as he starts to get a little bit more familiar with his teammates, helps to stop those droughts immediately.
We are just moments before tip-off here at the Edmonton Expo Center. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Saskatoon Mamba, it will be 00 Trey Townsend, number 7 Tavian Dunn-Martin, number 10 Devontae Bandu, number 15 Jaden Bediako, number 24 Jameer Chaplin, and for the home side, the Stingers, it will be number 4 Kendrick Ray, number 8 Emmanuel Bandumel, number 11 Nick Hornsby, number 11 Isaac Jack, and number 20 Scotty Lindsay. Dave, you have outlined a player to watch from each team, starting with Mr. Bediako for the Mamba.
Jaden Bediako is the key to their defensive package. He's the rim protection. He's the guy that everything centers around, and he's deadly on pick and roll. He needs single-digit block shots here to become the all-time CEBL leader in block shots. He's a key for them defensively and scores it enough that you have to watch for him at the defensive end of the floor.
And on the flip side for the Stingers, it has been Mr. Consistency, Nick Hornsby. He is your player to watch for Edmonton.
He is. I mean, it's almost a 16-7-7 stat line for him. He's the backbone to Edmonton's identity. Who they are as a team really is a reflection of who Nick Hornsby is as a player. So we'll know the tone that Edmonton wants to set by the way Nick comes out and leads his team. Statistically, we'll look for him to be a leader today as well.
Tip-off is presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL, and we are moments away from a little Friday night basketball in Edmonton. As fans continue to pile in. Should be a pretty good game. Stingers 9-13, Mamba 11-11. Saskatoon has won 4 of 5. Both teams looking to get hot as the postseason just right around the corner. Jack is ready. Bediako is ready. We are underway. Tavian Dunn-Martin wants to start this with a bang, and he does just that. Couldn't ask for a better start for the Mamba. They're up 3-0 early.
You're coming in off the road. You may as well test your distance right away on that one and sending the message that, yeah, we're here to play tonight.
Couldn't have drawn it up any better. Kendrick Ray drives to his left, fires a bullet over to Lindsay for 3. Can't get the response. Rebound snatched up by the Mamba. Here comes Dunn-Martin crossing half to Townsend. He's going to launch a 3. That is good. The Mamba 2 for 2 early, and they're up 6-0.
There's that bunch scoring we talked about in the pregame. Coming out right away.
Hornsby.
Edmonton into that methodical attack.
Lindsay for 3. That was a little too strong. Ray in perfect position for the rebound. Kicks it back out. Bandumel, his 3 is going to be short. Jack there to grab the rebound. Back to Lindsay, who finds Ray. Another 3. That one doesn't fall. And another offensive rebound by the Stingers. Lindsay, is this one going to go? Finally, Scotty Lindsay hits a 3. And Edmonton's on the board.
Klondike is just wrapping up 4 for $1 on the 3-point shots, I guess.
They were just trying to pad their rebound stats there. That's all that was.
Townsend kicks it down low. Bediako makes a nice move and a nice finish.
And that defensive rotation tonight could be a problem for Edmonton when you've got your point guard guarding Bediako 4 feet from the rim.
Ray goes right into traffic, finds Jack. Felt a bit of contact, no foul called. Bandumel from just inside the 3-point line. Put a little too much on that one. Jack tips it back to himself, and finally a foul is called. Great presence there by Isaac Jack. We have seen him continue to grow and evolve and become quite the player for the Stingers over the season.
Persistence is the word that comes to mind. With it. You look at his first game and where he's come to now, that's work in the gym, work at practice, and sticking with it. And even on that last possession, just staying with it and not hanging his head.
Well, Jack has a lot of tools that I'm sure coaches are infatuated with, but I think the biggest thing is he's 6'11". You can't really teach if you're 6'11".
I tried for years. No one was listening.
Jack goes 1 for 2 to cut that lead in half. 8-4 Mamba lead as Bandu crosses half for the Mamba to Bediako. Dunn-Martin with speed, cuts through defenders, He's looking for Bediako and goes off a body. It's going to remain Mamba ball. A chaotic play. As it's going to remain Saskatoon ball as Dunn Martin set to inbound. Puts it on the floor to Townsend. Three-pointer is good. Jameer Chaplin and the Mamba. Fantastic shooting from three early in this one. They lead 11-4. Ray goes left, goes into traffic, kicks it back out. Bandumel. That is stolen, read perfectly by Chaplin. Hands it off to Dunn Martin, who gets it right back, and that is partially blocked, but a foul called. And that will send Saskatoon to the line. Scotty Lindsay picks up his first foul, team's first foul of the evening. As this Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire.
We talked about the Mamba maybe being a little road weary, and here they come out and they're the aggressors, right? Their speed, their quickness on the perimeter, getting to the rim. Stingers are chasing right now.
As Chaplin goes 2 for 2 at the line, opens up a 9-point advantage for the visitors.
The biggest challenge for Edmonton defensively is going to be keeping bodies in front of some of these Mamba guards. That's a great cut by Lindsay, and he's looking for a goaltend, and I don't think he's going to get it.
No, he didn't get it, and Perry Stothard, the official, in perfect position to see that. As Bandu to Townsend to Chaplin in the corner. Back out to Bandu. Bandumel trying to stick with Bandu. And a three-pointer here from Bediako. Too strong. Bandumel rips that down, and here come the Stingers with numbers. Ray to his left, has room, launches a three, and that one comes up short. And it looked like two Mamba players collided, but a foul called. And that foul is going to go against Isaac Jack. So with 6:40 remaining in the first, Saskatoon will get the ball back with their 9-point lead. Dunn Martin comes in tonight averaging just under 18 points per game. Last game, he set a franchise record for most assists in a season with 145. He's been a spectacular player to watch all season long for the Mambas. Townsend puts it on the floor. Bediako in traffic, uses every single inch of his frame to score. This is a nice run for the Mamba. Hornsby with speed goes up and under. That is blocked, timed perfectly by Chaplin. Townsend corner three wide open. That is good. Saskatoon is red hot from beyond the arc. They lead 18-4. Timeout called by the Stingers. 5:58 remaining. Perfect start for the visitors. You are watching CEBL basketball on CEBL Plus, CBC Gem, and CEBL YouTube. Welcome Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center, where it has been all Saskatoon early in this one. They lead 18-4. Jordan Baker emphatically called a timeout. Dave, what do you think was going on in that huddle?
There were some things we probably can't talk about on the broadcast right now being said. I think probably Jordan Baker more upset about how it's happening. There's breakdowns, there's wide open shooters. This isn't guys trying trick shots. This is wide open shooters that they can't account for right now. So a little bit of alarm clock. We see a little bit of some substitution here, trying to change the mix a little bit. Probably telling a couple guys you couldn't get it done. Let's go to the next group.
We have Sarah Ryan working the sideline. Sarah, what did you hear in that timeout?
You were pretty spot on defensively, Dave, there in terms of what he was talking about. He said, not the start we wanted. Now we have to work together to chip it away. Offensively, he says he wants to see more passing and less individual efforts trying to drive the key.
And that does tend to be their pattern when they dry out a little bit, is you see a lot of 90s hero ball at times rather than continuing to work the ball.
And they needed something like that. Trey King with an emphatic flush. His first points of the game. Makes it a 14-point advantage for the Mamba. Coming out of that timeout, Mason Boursier into the game for the first time tonight.
The veteran anticipating that pass.
Hornsby, it's the bottom of the backboard, draws a foul. Judging by the reaction, I believe it's going to go against Bediako, and it does. He doesn't agree, but that will send the Stingers to the line.
I've rarely known a player at this level to agree with the call.
Nick Hornsby, the leading scorer for the Stinger team, came into action tonight, averaging just under 16 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, and 6.4 assists. Scan the QR code for your chance to win the ultimate CBL Finals trip, courtesy of redtag.ca. You could score round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and courtside seats to the CEBL Finals. Visit cebl.ca/redtag for more details.
And Hornsby, the leader and veteran, will know we gave up a point there, going 1 for 2. You're trying to chip into a lead. The best time to do it is when the clock is stopped, and gave away a great opportunity there.
Three-pointer just off the mark from Bandu. Davis Jr. loses it, goes off his foot. He checks in for the first time tonight. Gives it right back to the Mamba. Dunn-Martin. Boursier picks him up at half. Lobs it over to Harding. Back to Dunn-Martin. His three-pointer off the mark. Hornsby in perfect position for the rebound, and here come the Stingers with numbers. Banduman on the floor. King again with a flush. That's twice in a couple minutes, trying to jolt some energy into the fans here, and it seems to work. 11-point lead for the Mamba. Townsend in the corner. Harding back to Chaplin. Goes behind the back, bumped by Davis Jr. That's going to be the second foul called against, or the third foul, excuse me, called against the Stingers. There's a conversation happening directly in front of us.
There was an equipment issue with Monsanto, so he's not subbing into the game here. Perry's told him to go take something off, I think. Undershirt, maybe? Yeah. Ah, there it is. Take the t-shirt off.
Dunn-Martin, quick release, in and out of his hands.
Quick release.
Shot doesn't go, but Chaplin in perfect position for that rebound. It was one of your keys to the game was cleaning the boards, and the Mamba are doing it very well right now. Davis Jr. No-look pass to Boursier. Cuts through defenders, goes up and under with the left hand. No good. Hornsby in perfect position for the rebound. He lays that in. Stingers in double digits. Harding moves it quickly to Chaplin. Chaplin. Nice block there by King. Hornsby heads up, finds Davis Jr., blows past defender. Boursier wide open in the corner to Hornsby. I don't think Hornsby realized he had Chaplin chasing him down, but it doesn't matter. Nick takes a couple steps in and then scores. Then he bumps into Chaplin. I don't even think we'll get the warning, but we've seen that call the times this season. Now, substitution, it's Montesanto comes in, and Jaden Clayton checks in for the first time tonight for the Mamba. 3:02 remaining in the first quarter.
And there's a heated discussion happening here between Mamba coach and official Karan Lewis.
Clayton directing traffic. Three-point attempt here from Harding off the front of the rim, falls right into the hands of Davis Jr. To his right, played almost perfectly by Harding. However, that will send Davis Jr. to the line to shoot two. Two big bodies colliding there.
And got in the air, gave him that little bit of a pump fake almost, and just changed the timing on the block, so it turned into a foul. The challenge for the Stingers right now is you got to go 2 for 2 here. You got to score with the clock stopped, and then you can't have that little mini burst now and have the Mamba come right back and score again.
Davis Jr. also had a rough start to the game for him. He kicked the ball off his foot, he got a foul, and he's a player that really, we can see, plays with heart, with passion, so he needs these couple points to turn the tide.
Yeah, lock himself in a bit here. Yeah.
Goes 1 for 2. Harding there for the rebound. 8-point Mamba advantage. Clayton with speed. In the corner, 3-point attempt from Bandu is good. Borsier with control for the Stingers. Kicks it back out. Davis Jr. for 3. Looking to make up for that missed free throw, and he does just that. Huge 3-pointer from Davis Jr.
So his challenge is he has to shoot from farther back. Now the Mamba guards are making it almost impossible for the Stingers to keep a guy in front of them.
An offensive foul called against the Mamba. And as a coach, how do you get that to your players? How do you get around that?
You've got to start looking at your individual matchups and saying, okay, I got to take a step off this guy. The problem is the Mamba guards can shoot threes really well, so as soon as I take a step off, so he doesn't beat me, now I'm giving him room to shoot the ball. So they create the perfect problem if you're on the Mamba coaching staff right now. The only other thing you can do is what Edmonton's been doing so far in the game, which is to throw a second body in there, bring early help, but they're finding all the open shooters in the corners.
Davis Jr. goes right at Harding, and Harding has picked up 2 quick fouls for the Mamba, and that will it's going to send Edmonton back to the line, and Davis Jr. has a chance again to go 2 for 2. So really nice pushback over the last couple minutes by the Stingers.
And to Sarah's point, Baz Davis saw the ball go in. He's feeling it a bit now. Here we go. He's starting to assert himself.
Cal Tire, proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. Davis Jr. First one rattles in and out. (25-17). Mamba out in front on the road.
They're giving him a replacement shot there.
It worked out. He hits the first one of a replacement shot. We're going to do it again. Did you see what that was given for?
I think one of the Mamba players violated during his first shot.
Stepped in a little early?
Stepped in or walked through.
Well, it worked out as they go 2 for 2. As Johnny Hughes tried to poke that through, but can't do that. And the Mamba are going to call timeout with 1:47 to go. Now just a 6-point lead. At one point, they were up by 14 points, so I mentioned it a little earlier, Dave, a really nice pushback here from the home side.
Absolutely, and why we got the timeout now by Saskatoon. But hey fellas, let's not forget what got us a big lead to start with here, right? We've let the Stingers get to the free throw line here, score with the clock stopped. We've quit attacking a little bit. We've settled for a couple of threes. We got to get that out of our system right now.
So, I know you just kind of said it, but if you're in that Saskatoon huddle, is this just more of a let's just calm down, let's just get through the final 147 here, and listen, we're on the road, this can be a really tough environment to play, let's just breathe, take a step back, let's not give any more easy points to Edmonton, because they've shown what they can do if they get hot?
Yep. I need your best last minute 47 here, and then we'll get to the break, fellas. And he'll give them one thing defensively and one thing on offense. Hey, let's run this, let's execute, and defensively, let's take no more shots for Baz Davis.
And then on the flip side, if you're Edmonton, you got to be pretty pleased with what you've done coming out of that timeout, both offensively and defensively.
Absolutely. Defense has tightened up a little bit, but Jordan Baker won't be happy. They're still on pace to score more than he likes.
Yep.
So he'll keep pounding the rock defensively, and on offense, he'll talk about we got to keep getting to the rim, get to foul trouble.
Sarah Ryan joining us on the sideline. Sarah, what did you hear from the Saskatoon huddle?
Well, I thought you might have been able to hear Coach Fox from here. He said, we need to rebound the basketball. And they're also going to come out with a new play, so we'll see how that goes. Sometimes coming up with a new play in the middle of a game, you've got 10 seconds to relay it. Hopefully his players heard it.
Tavian Dunn-Martin. Been a real bright spot for this Mamba team all season long. Boursier all over him.
And you can see Dunn-Martin directing traffic.
Clayton with speed. Kind of rattles around like a pinball, and Edmonton comes up with it. And just ripped out of the hands by Johnny Hughes. He was going at it with Davis Jr. It's going to be a jump ball. Bit of a malfunction at the junction. We will have a jump ball with 1:24 remaining in the first.
And there was Nuga trying to pass the ball. Right.
Mike Nuga, should mention, playing his first game since July 16th. I think there is a bit of confusion here as Caron Lewis coming to the scorers table, one of the officials, just explaining what is actually going on, and it looks like no jump ball. Instead, it's going to be Edmonton ball. So Boursier, they're going to put 14 on the shot clock. And Mason Boursier to inbound for the Stingers. Nuga. Nice move by Nuga, off balance, no good. Jack puts it back, however, no basket. They're going to call the foul. As foul called against Jaden Bediako. That will send Mike Nuga to the line. Nuga activated before this game.
And you can see him trying to bring that energy. Get to the rim, keep attacking.
Just like he never left, Nuga goes 2 for 2. Those are big free throws, Dave, you've been mentioning it. And that's a way to claw back into this game. Now just a 4-point lead for the Mamba.
Great job by Boursier.
Dunn-Martin launches a long three-pointer, is good. Tavian Dunn-Martin has been red hot in this first quarter for Saskatoon, back up to a 7-point lead. With
Davis Jr. will end up on the line here because we're in bonus.
the football score right now, 28.
Back to Tavian Dunn-Martin for a second with those threes. He now only needs one more three to pass Cameron Tyson for the most threes in a single season. That is pretty impressive. What he lacks in height at 5'7", he makes up for. His game behind that three-point line been excellent this season.
Well, at the rate he's been shooting this game, I think he's on a pretty good pace so far. Sarah, he has been red hot as Davis Jr. Hits his first attempt. He goes 2 for 2, so again, Edmonton continuing just to chip away at this deficit. Dunn-Martin Turns on the Jets. Left hand, no good, but is fouled. He hits the deck. That's going to go against Mason Boursier. Fourth Stinger foul.
So we saw an adjustment by Edmonton there. Boursier left a little bit on an island, was hip to hip with him. They didn't bring the extra body over because they've been, pardon the pun, stung so much by that three-point shooting of the Mamba that they've started to say it's just going to be a single now. They got Isaac Jack as rim protection, but they're not collapsing the defense. So they've made that adjustment here in the last minute 47, coming out of their timeout.
Both sides making some key adjustments late in the first quarter. Dunn Martin makes this a 7-point game yet again, and here come the Stingers. Davis Jr. puts on the floor. Jack wide open. Not for very long as Johnny Hughes comes in from behind and whacks him.
Back to the free throw line.
It's actually going to go against Kareem Mane.
I think they've called intentional here.
Okay. So Jack to the line for 2.
Plus possession.
It was a bit of an unorthodox block from the back.
So Isaac Jack back at the free throw line. Head coach Isaiah Fox still getting an explanation. 33.2 seconds remaining in the first.
And Perry Stothard pantomiming, here's what I saw, and this is why we're doing this.
Jack hits his first attempt. Misses the second, but the Stingers will retain possession.
Coach Fox harping on the rebounds.
Davis Jr., quick 3, too strong, but another offensive rebound by the Stingers. Muhammad out of bounds, last touched by the Mamba, it looks like, so it's going to still stay with Edmonton.
Under 10 on the shot clock.
Davis Jr. takes a look to make sure he's behind the lines. Got 5 to go. Got to launch something in the corner. Three-pointer here from Nuga off the mark. But perfect offensive rebound by Abdul Muhammad. 6 seconds to go. Mamba have to move it. Dunn Martin loves that spot on the floor for 3. Blocked by Bandumel, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. So it was an 18-4 start for the Mamba. But the Stingers fight their way back into this after the first quarter. It's 30-26 in favor of Saskatoon. You are watching CEBL basketball on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center, where through one quarter the Saskatoon Mamba lead 30-26 over the Edmonton Stingers. Mark Majot, Dave Drabiuk, and Sarah Ryan. Sarah, you had a chance to join that Edmonton timeout. What was Coach Baker saying?
He's liking what he's seeing. Surprise, surprise, big comeback for his team. He says he wants them to think about defense first, turning the defense into offense, and that's been working for them as of late.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Dave, as we comb through the box score, one thing that jumps out to me is Mamba shooting 6 for 12 from beyond the arc. It's been a big difference so far as Monsanto gets bumped. Shot no good, but draws the foul. As you look over the box score, what jumps out to you?
16-0 bench points for Edmonton, and that run to get back in the game and close this out was primarily fueled by the bench. Points off turnovers, to Coach Baker's point, 5-2 Edmonton, but they need to double that. They need that to be more like about 10-2 right now. The problem is they can't get enough stops to get the points off the turnovers.
One that also jumped out to me is 9 offensive rebounds by the Stingers. Now, obviously, if you're getting offensive rebounds, that means you're missing some shots, but you got to be thrilled with the rebound advantage, 15-7 in favor of the home side.
And we've heard Coach Fox reminding his players that that's not an optimal position for them.
Van Dumel, off balance, corner. Three-pointer from Muhammad is good, and the Stingers shooting themselves back into this one. Big three-pointer, they're only down by 2. On it, Townsend. Monsanto is good, and really nice response there from Damari Monsanto. Makes it a 5-point lead again for Saskatoon. Davis Jr. spins, what a move! Can't get the finish, but draws the foul. He winces a little bit as he gets up, but looks like he is okay. He'll be able to shoot the free throws.
So the Stingers have heard the messaging from Coach Baker, get to the rim. Right, everything's attacking the paint, trying to get 2 feet into the paint, get to the rim. And the Mamba continue to move on the perimeter and force Edmonton to chase them, and we're continuing to see open 3-point opportunities here.
Baz Davis Jr. 5 for 6 from the line. Make that 6 for 7. He's got a game-high 9 points. New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jersey today by visiting CEBL.ca.
Baz Davis Jr. makes the second one there.
Now just a 3-point game. At one point it was a 16-point advantage. Edmonton went on a nice run to close that gap. Bandu creeps up the floor. Monsanto back to Dunmartin, fires a bullet, a little too strong for Townsend, ends up in the front row. It will be Edmonton ball with a chance to potentially tie this ball game. Kendrick Ray.
The danger for Edmonton here is you've spent a lot of energy just to get it close now. Can you sustain this and keep it going? They're the home team, they're rested. Shouldn't be a challenge, but you've got to be aware of that as a coaching staff.
Van Dumel with the miss, but Nick Hornsby, surprise, surprise, in perfect position to tip that in. Now just a 1-point ball game. Comes Dunmark, who's been electric in this first half. Foul called. We'll see who the guilty party is. It's going to go against Nick Hornsby, not in the act of shooting. So it will be Bandu to inbound. He has Ray right in front of him. Kendrick Ray getting more of a look tonight as Monsanto's 3 is off the mark. Townsend tried to tip that in. Muhammad with the rebound, and the Stingers have a chance to take the lead. Banduma.
Great hands by Muhammad on that rebound.
Tried to lob it into Hornsby. He was trying to take advantage of a size mismatch. However, the Stingers turn it over. Bandu. Townsend. Looking for help. Dunmartin thought about it. He was way out there. Monsanto. Long 2-pointer is good. And Dave, you're an old school guy. I bet you love that long jumper.
I don't mind that long jumper at all. Good footwork, got himself square.
Kendrick Ray tries to bully his way closer to the basket, loses the handle. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be Bandumel, baseline. Back out to Lindsay. Need to go in the shot clock. Scotty Lindsay gets the hometown bounce. Back to a 1-point ball game. Here comes Dunmartin with a burst of speed.
Take that, analytics, back-to-back long jumpers there.
Dunmartin lobs it to Townsend, kicks it back out. Three-pointer from Bandu off the mark. Monsanto in perfect position to put that off the glass and in, so teams exchanging buckets here. Really good flow early in the second quarter. Lindsay spins, down low to Hornsby. Back to Lindsay. Scotty, too strong on that one. Rebound snatched down by Mane. Mamba cross half. Bandu. Fouled on his way to the basket. That will send the Mamba back to the line with 6:49 remaining in the second quarter.
And that will be a challenge for Edmonton all night, is trying to stay in front of these Mamba guards.
Devontae Bandu at the line. His first trip tonight. It's the first one. Mentioned this is the fourth matchup of these teams this season. Edmonton leads 2-1. Both these teams have punched their ticket to the postseason, but still jockeying for position. Saskatoon currently in that third place, and a win tonight would lock them into that third spot. However, Edmonton, with a win and a bit of help, could finish as high as third. Kendrick Ray to Mohammed, back to Ray. Ray with the left hand, nice finish there from Kendrick.
High off the glass.
Well, as high as you can go, and you know the Stingers have to be really pleased with what they've seen in a limited viewing of Kendrick Ray, and a nice response here by the Mamba. Teams going back and forth. Boursier spins, loses it. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be Bandu. Boursier just harassing Bandu as he crosses half. Monsanto. Long two-pointer, way off the mark, however falls right into the hands of Clayton, who finds Townsend. Townsend battling with Mohammed, baseline jumper, too strong. Hornsby comes up with it, takes a look to his right. Gonna go coast to coast himself. Nick Hornsby's done that 1,000 times.
Great little Euro step as the guard was trying to set to take the charge.
Jaden Clayton to Chaplin. Chaplin averaging 15 points per game. Finds Bandu. Bandu, long three-pointer as the shot clock expires. No good. Boursier with the rebound. Head up with speed, goes right at the defender. Slows up, hands it off to Hornsby. Calm, cool, and collected. Hornsby uses his wingspan but can't finish. And out of bounds, last touch by Edmonton, so it's going to be Mamba ball almost midway through the second quarter, 5:05 remaining. And time for a quick substitution as Trey King checks in for the Stingers, as does Mike Nuga, while Kendrick Ray will take a seat.
And Kareem Manet coming in for the Mamba.
3-point lead for the visitors.
One thing I'm noticing that's working for the Mamba right now, making it difficult to guard, is that it is not just Dunmartin and Monsanto putting up points. Their scoring is quite spread out right now.
That's a great point, Sarah. It's kind of a pick your poison right now if you're Edmonton, just trying to slow this. The Saskatoon team, they just look really fast tonight. Edmonton, I think, is doing a good job keeping up with them, but it looks like there's just a little jolt of adrenaline coming out of the Saskatoon team as a timeout called with 5:52 remaining. Timeout called. We will do the same. It is 42-39 Saskatoon. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center. The penultimate game of the regular season for both these teams. The Mamba lead by 3 midway through the second quarter. Tavian Dunbarton, we talked a lot about him heading into this game. David, have you noticed something about his jump shots?
As a, we'll call him an undersized guard, right? He's constantly being guarded by taller guys. So you have to create space horizontally, right? You have to get defenders away. And one of the things he does better than I think anyone else in the league is he changes his release points and his timing, and he does everything he can to, he shoots out of rhythm, so defenders really can't get a piece of it at all. Bandamel timed him out at the end of the quarter. It's the first time we've seen a defender get even close to getting a hand on one of his shots. And that's just experience and work in the gym.
Chaplin with a nice finish. Sarah, what did you hear in that Saskatoon timeout? You don't see that too often.
The ball stuck there on the glass. Coach Fox just saying, hey, I don't love this body language that I'm seeing on the bench, like we've lost the game. We're playing great. Yes, they've made a comeback, but we're playing well. Head up, let's go.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And body language is key. Of course, we've talked a lot. Both these teams know they're going to the postseason, but you want to go in on a bit of a hot streak because Mason Borsier's 3 is off the mark, and basketball's a game of runs. You can lose a game quickly. You can also win a game quickly, and no time to sulk as the Mamba are still out in front. They were leading at one point by 16, now just 5.
And they came out with such great energy to start the game. So Coach Fox is seeing that poor body language may be an indication of the energy going away. And we've talked a little bit about the road trip they've been on and will it affect them maybe late in the game. So he's monitoring that stuff early and trying to keep their energy up. And you can see the coaching staff talking a little bit about, we go to some quicker subs. What do we do here to keep that energy high?
Nick Hornsby with a nice finish on one, and the Mamba looking for a response. As Clayton in the paint feeds it to Chaplin. A really nice finish there by Jameer Chaplin. As the Stingers have got this deficit to 1.1 point, but it's kind of been remaining in this 3 to 5 range. And I think if you're Edmonton, you'll take that, seeing the start that the Mamba got off to. They've cooled off from beyond the arc, but it doesn't matter when you can do that. Kareem Mane with a finish, and Jordan Baker calls a timeout. 3:23 remaining. It's a 48-41 ball game.
And it's not necessarily the emotion or the energy around that dunk. It's how the breakdown happened, where he's like, okay, guys, this is what happened in the first quarter. Start the game. We're losing track of guys. All of a sudden, somebody's wide open to the rim. We got to fix that right now. So he'll be in there talking about some body language and some energy as well. And the communication. As soon as teams get tired and distracted, they stop talking. And then you get a wide open guy at the rim. So I'm sure that'll be his focus. And from the Mamba, they're looking at it going, see, keep the body language there. And there's those bunches, right? 6 points, 4 points, just enough that when the Stingers think they've got this thing, one more bucket, we're tied, bang, here comes 5 points by the Mamba, we stretch the lead again.
And how hard is it? I guess that's why they're coaches and I'm here, but to balance the carrot and the sticks. If you're Edmonton, I keep harping on that start. They were down 20-4 relatively early in this ballgame, and they've clawed themselves back, and you don't want to rest on your laurels, but at the same time, job's not finished.
Job's not finished, and I don't know if I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. It counts as a carrot.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, and I imagine that's something along the lines of what Coach Baker was saying during that timeout. No timeouts remaining for the Stingers. As we'll join Sarah Ryan. What did you hear in that Stinger huddle?
That was a heated Jordan Baker. He is not happy with his team's defense. He says when they are turning over the ball, they are not hustling back, they are not communicating, they are not putting their best foot forward on defense, and he says we're not going to win if we don't change that now.
We want to play our best basketball in August, and they're not doing it right.
And a travel called as Adong McCoy checks in for the first time tonight for the Stingers, wearing number 22. Immediately turns it over, and that's not what you want coming out of a timeout. As Tavian Dunbarton set to inbound right in front of the Stingers bench. He lobs it over to Mane. Bediako back into the game. Chaplin. Chaplin to his left. Fires it back out. Off the mark. Tipped nearly in. Who's going to come up with it? Somehow it is Jameer Chaplin. Make it a 9-point ball game. Ray somehow finds Nuga. What a finish, but what a pass by Kendrick Ray through the trees.
A pass that we couldn't see from our vantage point. We're like, where is he throwing that?
Excellent distribution there by Ray. Mane in the paint. Bediako makes no mistake about 6 feet from the rim. At one point was a 1-point deficit. It's ballooned back up to 9 here for the Mamba. 2:15 remaining in the first half. Davis Jr. steps his way through traffic. About 3 black jerseys surrounding him. Contact, and that will send Davis Jr. back to the line.
Free throw line, score with the stop, score with the clock stop. See if we can just keep chipping away. That's got to be Edmonton mentality right now, and Mamba are like, okay, we need a 3 coming out of this free throw.
If you're Edmonton, how far ahead are you looking to get this? Less than 5 heading in half? Obviously you want to be tied or ahead. Are you just looking to get it kind of to 5 at half?
If you can get it to 5 or 6, that's pretty manageable coming into the third quarter.
Davis Jr. keeping the Stingers in it, hitting his free throws.
If they were a lights out shooting 3-point team, I'd say 6. They probably want it at 5.
Bediako to Townsend. Back to Bediako. Battles with McCoy. Nice move. Last touched by the Mamba, so it's going to be Stinger ball. As the captain, Nick Hornsby, moves it quickly to Kendrick Ray.
So the Mamba hunting that matchup with McCoy on Bediako, thinking they can take advantage of it. They've gone their last 2 possessions in a row.
McCoy couldn't finish. Mane. With speed to his left. Goes around the arc, zips it out to Chaplin. His 3-pointer is good, and Townsend rips down that offensive board, and Mamba having a hard time hitting 3. They started off red hot, but have cooled way down. Dunmartin, 4 to go on the shot clock. No good, and here comes Davis Jr. Gets the rebound, almost lost the dribble, finds McCoy, and he makes no mistake. A bit of a collision and a technical foul called against, it looks like Jameer Chaplin. It looked like to our vantage point he was blocking Davis Jr. from getting up. As Perry Stothman and Caron Lewis explained what happened right in front of this, right on the baseline. As Chaplin still pleading his case. So it'll be 1 shot for Davis Jr., then we'll go back to the Mambas. And you're going to look at the replay right there.
It looked to me like Davis Jr. was looking for a hand getting up after that play, and Chaplin didn't want to give him one.
He probably had something to say on the way back.
Davis Jr. now 10 for 11 from the line.
Mamba take the timeout here, going in the last minute.
So again, this lead, Edmonton has never led. Saskatoon's always been able to keep the Stingers at bay, but a really nice pushback. If you remove that opening 3 minutes, which I know we can, it's been all Stingers.
It has.
Timeout called late.
And to Coach Baker's point, you want to be playing your best ball. Coming out flat like that at home in what you could frame as a must-win game if you want to move up in the playoffs.
Yep.
Not their best ball right now, so he's going to be frustrated.
Follow at CEB League on all social platforms to stay up to date. Storylines, standout stats, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League at CEB League. So you're going to want to follow those as playoffs just right around the corner. I mentioned this is the penultimate game for both these teams. Edmonton closing out. This is the second of 3 consecutive games to finish off at home. And Looks like a pretty good turnout tonight as well. Long weekend, lots of stuff going. A terrific sports weekend in Edmonton as well, but nice to see Stinger fans still packing the stands on a beautiful Friday night in Edmonton.
Beautiful Friday long weekend with another festival going on in the city. I hear there might be a big football game tomorrow.
Something
and
about
then back here again on Sunday.
Something about Edmonton versus Saskatchewan this weekend. Hey, I imagine, I didn't get a chance to look at the parking lot, but anytime Saskatchewan plays in Alberta, the parking lot is usually about 50% Saskatchewan license plates. Under a minute remaining, here comes Dunmartin. Slowly crosses half. Bandu. Stolen.
It's a great matchup because of his length and his explosiveness. Is that a take foul?
I believe so. No, it's going to go against Dunmartin. That's the 4th foul against the Mamba. Happened quickly right in front of us. So Edmonton will get the ball back with 24 seconds, full shot clock. Down by 4.
Arguably 2 for 1 for Edmonton here.
Get a score and a stop, you're in good shape. Ray. Banduma. Up and under. Put a little too much English on that one. Davis Jr. in perfect position. He can't score, but here comes McCoy. He makes no mistake. A 2-point ball game. Shot clock turned off under 24 seconds remaining. Here comes Townsend. They're going to hold for last shot here, leading by 2. Dunmartin. Nice pass. No good defense there by the Stingers as Mane couldn't get that shot to go. However, the Mamba are going to have 1.6 seconds remaining. That is more than enough time to get a shot off.
More than enough, for sure. They used Dunmartin as a screener, baited the switch, and used his penetration to get to a nice open layup look.
At the buzzer, shot no good by Monsanto. At the half, 52-50, the Mamba lead. But a really good second quarter here from Edmonton. Shrinks it to just a 2-point lead, down by 4 after the first quarter. Now down by 2 at half. And joining our very own Sarah Ryan now is going to be Jameer Chaplin. Sarah?
That's right. Jameer, 13 points through the first half. Your team has a lot of excellent 3-point shooters, spreading the Stingers defense out, and you seem to be taking advantage of that in the paint. Talk about that.
Just, you know, when the cuts go in the paint, the threes come open. I think we got really hot in the beginning. They're worried about the threes, and then open the paint up.
What does this game mean? We know that both of these teams are in the playoffs. What does it mean to retain 3rd place in the West to the Mamba right now?
We're not really looking towards placing. We're just looking towards ending the season off good, just getting this win and getting the next 2 wins, and then ready for the playoffs.
At this point in the season, are you already thinking ahead to playoffs, or are you focused on right here, right now?
I want to say focus on right here, right now. We have to end the season first and then get to the playoffs. So 1 step at a time, and then we'll conquer the playoffs.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and good luck in the 3rd quarter.
Thank you.
Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Sarah. At the half, it's 52-50 in favor of the Mamba. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus.
That gets some space for Burns. Doesn't get the roll. Fighting for the rebound. Karnik is the one coming in with it. Might not look it on TV, but he is massive. And here's a flush from Michael Mulder. My goodness.
Another Montreal legend. He puts up a ton of shots this summer in his free time.
At the deck is Bunch with the double stub finish. And at the end of 3, it's Montreal 75. 3rd, strike the bows. Montreal looking for win number 9.
Smart inside, kicks it, and Jack Hadjure had made one from there. Loose ball, and loose again. 9 to shoot, clutch all the way, and he slides in for the one-handed stop.
Un-Powell-like, and another throwaway. Terquavian handles it though, trying to settle things down. Watched by Vinales. And Turquavion Smith. And Kyle Vinales just laughs. Look at Turk from a long way out, from the star.
He's at the logo. You're thinking, come on, no way, I dare you. Bingo.
This is a gritty game. The points are harder to come by as it goes on. Really getting that playoff feel. You can tell these teams are feeling it. Karnik, it goes in hard with the slam.
Good body language. Let the ref know that you somewhat question it, but
Here's Williams. Strike the pose on that dunk. Ottawa. And here's a Lou Williams third dunk on that mistake by Cleveland.
all right, they forced the toughness. It's always ideal when your point guard
Lindsay on the baseline. Lindsay tried to get inside. The Surge had numbers and made him count. Patterson for the path to the glass. Oh, Swan Roger! How about that? Let me give you something here. On the move from Addie Patterson.
Scary moments. Karnik rolling. James Karnik shuts it down. LEC, turn out the lights.
So this game is definitely not over.
Elvis. Austin inbound and Moore throws it down.
Pressure on. Turk. Smith. And it's over. Hercules does it. On the most improbable finish you will see. Why take the three? Either team at moments, but the Alliance, gritty, came back. And then Turk said, you know what? I've had quite enough of all of this.
Enough. He said enough.
Enough.
Foolishness. I'm going to hit that step back. You don't need the three, but I'm going to take it anyways because that's what I do, said Turquavion.
Turquavion Smith.
I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
redtag.ca.
Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center where the Saskatoon Mamba out in front 52-50. What's been a back and forth affair. Mark Majot, Dave Drabiak, Sarah Ryan with you. Dave, the Mamba started out red hot from three, cooled down a little bit, still 7 for 19, but what jumped out for you from the Mamba attack offensively?
They've done a beautiful job, and you used the phrase earlier in the game, pick your poison. Do you want to collapse into the paint, stop our penetration, and let us have a three-point shooting drill? Do you want to match to the shooters and give us a wide-open dunk? Go ahead and pick your poison. They've done a great job of recognizing what's there. They hunted matchups with Bediako and went right after McCoy. As soon as he subbed in, they are winning those matchup battles right now.
I think we both came into this game expecting this to be the Tavian Dunn-Martin show. And while he's been very impressive, he has 8 points. It's Jameer Chaplin that's leading the way with 13 points for the Mamba. He is shooting 71%, which is unbelievable. Just 2 attempts from 3, but he's been hitting big shots all night long for the Mamba.
And it's a little bit of that next man up. Oh, good. You spent so much time worrying about Dunn-Martin. You spent so much time collapsing there. I guess I'm the open guy, and as long as I can finish, this paycheck's going to look really good.
And on the flip side for the Stingers, they got out to a really bad start. We're down by 16 points early. However, they fought back. And you mentioned it a couple times, Dave, they are clawing back at the free throw line, most notably Baz Davis Jr. 10 for 11. He's got 13 points, but 10 of those are coming from the line, and those are the easiest points to score, aren't they?
Well, on paper,
in theory, yes.
Don't ask Shaq if they're the easiest to score.
That's fair.
And you know what, again, you look at they've got a little bit of balance. They've got Baz Davis Jr., they got Nick Hornsby, both in double digits. They're getting that chip in from the bench. 30 of their 50 points are from bench players.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, they're outscoring the Mamba 30 to 12 in bench scoring. Heading into this game, turnovers were a problem for both teams. Edmonton came in at the bottom of the league, averaging just under 15 turnovers a game. Saskatoon averaging just under 14, but Edmonton just turned the ball over 6 times only in that first quarter, and the Mamba just 5, so I think both coaches got to be pleased with that.
They absolutely have to be pleased with that. From an offensive point of view, both coaches defensively are going to say, we got to create more turnovers. Yeah. So, yeah, we're never happy.
I was going to say, there's never pleasing coaches.
Maybe the biggest stat as we start going into first half stats is Saskatoon Mamba have held the lead for 19 minutes and 57 seconds out of a 20-minute half.
Yes. And you take a look at some of these stats here, and severe rebound advantage for the Stingers, 28 to 19. I think Edmonton's maybe not pleased with their field goal percentage nor their three-point shooting. However, at the end of the day, however you want to slice it up, they're only down by 2 at half. And I think they'll take that, seeing as how they were down 20 to 4. Honestly, it felt like 2 minutes into this ballgame.
It honestly did. They shot 14 threes in the first half, and I think 9 of those were in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And then they kind of settled down a little bit, figured out how they could maybe get a chance to win this. I was looking at Nick Hornsby's stats and saying, man, he doesn't have a lot of assists. And then you see 39% free field goal percentage from the Stingers. You go, gee, no wonder he doesn't have any assists. No one's finishing for him.
Yet still lots of time to improve upon that. This is the 4th time these teams have met each other, so I think it's fair to say they're very familiar with one another, and not a lot of secrets between these two teams and between these two coaches.
No, and you could hear Coach Fox talking about rebounding a lot. Like, he knows what'll happen if they don't do the job in the rebounding end. They've played each other enough. They're familiar enough with their games. They know what's coming. This is... I won't say who's the big brother and the little brother. This is 2 brothers on the driveway in this second half.
Absolutely. Still a lot of ball game to be played. 52-50 Mamba lead. It's 3rd quarter coming up next. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus.
Mamba coach Isaiah Fox. Coach, your team came out with a lightning start, especially with all the travel. You must be happy to see that.
Yeah, definitely. I wish we were able to sustain it a little bit longer. Edmonton's a really good team. I think right now they're out physicaling us, and maybe that travel's catching up a little bit, but we got to push through. If we started the game that way, there's no reason why we can't finish the game that way.
You talked in one of your timeouts about body language. What are you seeing that you weren't liking?
Well, yeah, again, I mean, I think they are out physicaling us, and I felt like we were a little down. Our body language made it seem like we were down 10 or so points, but I mean, we're still up. It's a good game. It's a good test for us to pass, great environment, and we got to just keep playing basketball.
Tonight, winner takes third place. That's what it boils down to, at least for the Stingers. There is another opportunity for the Mamba, but how much are you putting weight into that? How critical is that playoff seeding?
We talked about it briefly, then we got off it. It's more about us passing the test, continue to try to get better, and you know, that stuff is going to take care of itself. We put ourselves in a position where this game matters and it means something, and that's why the energy's so good here.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you, Coach Fox. Dave, we have a couple minutes here before we get rolling for the second half. Let's take a look back at your players to watch. Let's start with Jaden Bediako for the Mamba. What did you like from him in the first half?
I liked his presence. He got caught on a couple of early fouls and spent some time toasting marshmallows on the bench watching his team play. However, one thing he's done is he's adjusted the way Edmonton is trying to attack the basket. When he's on the floor, they're settling for threes and some long jumpers instead of getting to the rim as often. That's his presence. That's what he contributes. Surprising that he's only got one rebound, but second half Bediako can be the guy that puts this game away for the Mamba.
And on the flip side, what do you think of the captain, Nick Hornsby? He's got 11 points on 71% shooting.
Very efficient first half. 6 rebounds from him, again, doing a little bit of everything, right? His season line is, 16, 7, and 7. He's right there. He's right on base. He's doing what he has to do as a leader, and then with some of the scoring matchup he has, he's deferring to some of his teammates to get the load, which he's doing a great job of. But everything the Stingers would want from Nick Hornsby, he's doing right now. That's a pretty efficient 71%.
I think we're in for a pretty exciting second half. There you see head coach Jordan Baker, head coach, general manager, president. He does it all for the Stinger team.
Certainly does.
But right now, I think all he's focusing on is the next at least 10 minutes, and then the first 6 of the fourth quarter before we get into target score time. Not looking too far ahead as we are underway in half number 2. It's Tavian Dunn-Martin finds Townsend. Bediako. He's going to keep a close eye on him all night long. Townsend, three-pointer for Chaplin. Thought about it. Gets it back to Dunn-Martin for 3. Almost a carbon copy of how they tried to start this game. Deflected. So no over and back, but Dunn-Martin's got to hustle. 6 to go. He drives, lofts it up. Didn't get enough touch on that, but a foul called. But Bediako was battling for it.
And that is the luxury of having Jaden Bediako. Throw it up near the rim. Good things can happen. I feel like Howie Meeker saying, just shoot it at the net. Good things happen.
As Bediako listed at 6'10". Yeah, when you have that size battling up against Isaac Jack. Dunn-Martin. He's got 3 to go. Down low to Bediako, and great defense there by the Stingers. They get a steal as Hornsby.
Quick hands by Hornsby.
To Jack. Nice finish, and we're tied for the first time since this game started. We are deadlocked at 52. Really impressive run by the Stingers to claw their way back into this one. Chaplin goes behind the back. Up from about the free throw line, off the glass and in. Some fundamental basketball puts the Mamba back out front by 2.
Bank is open even on the side.
Always is. Kendrick Ray, his 3 off the mark. Townsend. Do you like that shot opportunity if you're the Stingers? You pull all the way back to tie the game?
I don't think Coach Baker likes that shot right there. He prefers a lot of patience in a moment like that, taking it down to the end of the shot clock.
I think he likes that. Kendrick Ray with a nice floater. We're back tied at 54. As the Mamba have led for basically all but 30 seconds in this game. Dunn Martin, a long jump shot is good, rattles around. That's going to be a 2. Maybe the longest 2 you can hit.
And Isaac Jack palms to the ceiling going, Coach, I don't even know what to do.
Oh, and a tech called right in front of us as Tavian Dunn Martin. And that's going to send the Stingers to the line. So the second technical foul called of the game, and Scotty Lindsay is going to be the shooter for the Stingers. Dunn Martin pleading his case to Perry Stockert. And now Perry explaining to head coach Isaiah Fox. So now Edmonton with a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Jack. Ray. Hornsby back to the basket. Nice pass to Ray, and Kendrick Ray puts the Stingers in front for the first time tonight. They lead 57-56. Dunn Martin with a response. Silences the crowd, has a couple words for the fans in the front row. As Scotty Lindsay turns it over to Townsend. Here comes Dunn Martin again with speed. Loses the handle, but they're going to call a foul.
And that's the danger he poses, right? He's got that quickness, and all of a sudden you're reaching, you think you got the ball, now you got his arm. And when he found that other gear on the sideline, no one was stopped.
No. And you almost kind of saw it, we're what, 30, 40 feet away. You almost saw that look in his eye, realized, oh, I can take the edge here. Three-pointer by Chaplin is good, and that's a really nice swing there by the Mamba. Jameer Chaplin, he's got 16 points. And I'll say none bigger than that to make it a 5-point lead. Ray looking for a response. Off the mark, Jack tips it to Bandumel. Jack gets it back, fires it over to Lindsay. Scotty Lindsay for 3, that's no good. Stingers are snake bitten from 3 in this one. At the half, they were just 3 for 14. Dunn Martin somehow is able to find a way to Bandu. Bandu has that block by Bandumel, however, just a little too aggressive.
Yeah, he had that other hand wrapped around his waist a little bit there. Perry's got the eagle eye on that one.
So with 6:34 remaining in the third quarter, Devontae Bandu will go to the line to shoot a pair.
This is the dangerous part of the game right now for Edmonton. Again, you used up energy, you got a tie, you actually took a lead, now you've given it up. Here comes those little bunches of scores by the Mamba. You get frustrated, take a foul.
One last chance to see the new chapter of professional basketball in Saskatoon this season. Tickets available by scanning the QR code or by visiting saskatoonmamba.ca/tickets. They are home to Calgary on Holiday Monday, and then playoffs just right around the corner.
And they are up 7.
Ray up and under. What a pretty move there by Kendrick Ray. And you can see his confidence grow with every possession for the Stingers.
And you can see his teammates' confidence in him as well.
Townsend off the mark. No good. Here comes Hornsby. And close the thought on Ray momentarily here is Davis Jr. Bandumel goes right into the trees and turns it over. And here comes Dunn Martin. With speed, fouled by Ray, and that's going to be a 3-point foul, so he'll go to the line for 3, and Ray, the guilty party with the foul. However, I think it shows you the confidence the Stingers have that he was a starter tonight. He was coming off the bench last Sunday. I think Jordan Baker realizes that Number 4 might be a big key for his team heading into the postseason.
I think anytime you're making roster acquisitions this late in the year, you're not bringing a guy in to watch.
That's a good point.
So, I know, Captain Obvious here, but the idea being they worked him into the game a little bit last Sunday off the bench, and it's like, we brought you in with the intention that you're going to start. Tay Donald not in the lineup tonight would have been the kind of the 1-2 punch at the guard with Ray. So we'll see where that shapes up.
Just defensively for the Stingers too, you know, someone to shut down Dunmartin when he is heating up like he is right now.
Yes.
And one of the most electric players in the league, Tavian Dunmartin, started off this game with a 3-pointer about 7 seconds in. Ray from the free throw line. Nice floater there by Kendrick as Jack takes a tumble. Turns on the Jets to get back into the play. 3-pointer by Townsend is good. A really nice response there by the Mamba. Back up to 8. 69-61. Ray goes up. The ball doesn't go with him. He gets it back. Fires a bullet to Davis Jr. Fights for it, gets the handle. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Hornsby, an unorthodox looking 3 off the mark. Dako yanks that down, and here come the Mamba. Bandu. Bediako runs into, I believe that's Kendrick Ray. He's holding on to his right ankle, gets helped up by a couple teammates. But a timeout called with 4:30 remaining by the Mamba. Mamba take a timeout. We will do the same. You are watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back inside Edmonton Expo Center, where the Saskatoon Mamba out in front 69-61. It's been a back and forth affair, Dave. At one point the Stingers were ahead by 1. They fought all the way back to take a lead, but Blinken, they're down by 8. What happened?
The Mamba, quick scores, quick hits, little bursts. You hit on it when you asked me about the shot selection, where they had a lead, came down, shot a 3, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Mamba turned that into a point off a turnover, basically off a rebound. And it's just been that little bit of, here's another example. Not necessarily shooting yourself in the foot, but certainly grazing your toe.
And the ball just certainly did graze a toe. So we're back underway. 4:40 remaining in the third quarter. Nuga to Trey King the third.
So with this lineup on the floor for Edmonton, where's the scoring coming from? And who's your rim protector?
As King used every single second on that shot clock, it is up for grabs. Snatched down by Chaplin. Hands it off to Dunmartin. Jumper from the free throw line is good. So Tavian Dunmartin makes it a double-digit lead again for the Mamba. Davis Jr. to Hornsby. King for 3. That's going to be short. Good job there by Townsend to get the defensive rebound. Bandu. Bullies his way to the basket, kicks it back out. Harding wide open for three, doesn't get the bounce he was hoping for. Hornsby there for the rebound.
Not a defender within a canoe length on that one. If you're the Mamba, you love that. You've done a great job with your offense and created all the spacing you want for your shooters.
As King and Harding tie up, is canoe length metric or imperial?
That's just a good Canadian there.
Okay, that's fair.
How far is it to Calgary? 3 hours.
That's fair. I've never heard that before. Learn something new every single day. 3:33 remaining. It's going to be Edmonton ball. Mason Boursier is going to check back out as Abdul Mohammed takes his spot on the floor for Edmonton. Nuga, catch and release, off the mark, and the Stingers continue to struggle from three. And the collision looked like it was between Harding and Mohammed. What have you made of the Stingers' struggles from beyond the arc? They're still going for it, but they're not hitting as much as they'd like.
And I admire their perseverance, but at some point I think you need to, and you know, good basketball says, look, we pounded the ball inside, we've got a wide open guy in the perimeter, we need to establish the threat, but it's no longer a threat. It's a hope.
Edmonton 3 for 19. And 0 for 5 in the third quarter as Marcus Harding will go to the line to shoot a pair for the Mamba. Harding hits his first attempt. This is his first trip to the line. Those are his first points of the evening.
Got into some foul trouble early, so the Stingers really can look to put some pressure on him and see if they can get him a 4.
Thank you, Sarah. Something to keep our eyes on as this third quarter winds down. Davis Jr. felt pressure in front and behind. Here comes Dunmartin. Again, how many times have we seen that burst of speed crossing half? Tried to split the seams, he can't, and Mohammed wide open, two-handed flush for Abdul. Makes this a 10-point ball game.
Key for Edmonton now is get a stop.
Chaplin battling with Davis Jr. Nice patience there by Jameer Chaplin. Makes it a 12-point ball game.
And Chaplin just keeping the pressure on, right?
Yep.
Just gonna score, I'm gonna answer that back.
Three-pointer here by King is good, and finally, their 6th attempt of the quarter. That one finally falls. But to your point, Dave, I think if you're Saskatoon, are you fine just exchanging baskets in this quarter? You're up comfortably, up by double digits. We're up by 9 now as Harding. That three is off the mark. Now maybe you want to change that philosophy a little bit if Edmonton can get something going. Davis Jr. leaves it for King. His three-pointer off the mark. Here comes Clayton with speed. Goes right at King, curls, makes his defender miss. A pretty shot, but can't get it to fall. King snatches that down, moves it quickly to Davis Jr. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Nuga for three. That is good. The Stingers now don't let him get hot. 2 big three-pointers. Mike Nuga makes it a 6-point ball game. Clayton slowly crosses half.
Subs get ready for Mamba here. Coach doesn't like what he sees.
Dunmartin in the corner. Right in front of the Stingers bench. 2 to go in the shot clock. Puts Abdul on skates and makes no mistake finishing. What a pretty play there by Tavian Dunmartin. Davis Jr. with 1:15 remaining in the third. Nice pass to King. Can't get the finish. He's bumped. Takes a tough fall right to a photographer at the other end. And a foul called, and that's going to send the Mamba to the line with 1:08 remaining. As King still sitting down at the other end of the floor looking for some help. Took an unorthodox tumble. He doesn't look pleased.
On that big play by Tavian Dunbarton, if you're Mohammed, you have to respect the three. Tavian Dunbarton is now officially has the most 3 points in a single season in CBL history. 78 now, actually, 3-pointers. So you have to respect that shot outside the line. And then he just comes inside.
He can do it from all ends of the floor. And restores the double-digit lead for his team.
And he's shot those threes from everywhere on the floor. You know, he's not a just go stand in the corner guy. And, you know, he's created his own shot. He's been a beneficiary of passes. And then, as Mark said, and then as soon as you respect the three, he just blows by you and scores in.
Van Dumel with a minute remaining. Davis Jr. to Nuga. King. Baseline jumper, spins, fires, short. Davis Jr., the only gold jersey around Monsanto, fires it, goes off the foot of Towns, and it's going to be stinger ball with 41.3 left in the third.
Monsanto knows that was a
missed opportunity there.
Poorly delivered.
I don't think you realize how much time and space he had. Davis Jr. for three. Off the mark, Clayton takes a look. It's about 7 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Clayton has Mohammed right in front of him. Clayton right at Van Dumel, 3 to go.
Van Dumel played that really well.
Great defense there by the Stinger. No shot. The shot was good, however, it was shot clock violation. So excellent defense there by the Stingers. They have 7.4 remaining in the third quarter. Down by 10 to make it a little bit closer as we enter the fourth. Davis Jr. quickly up to Nuga. Gets it right back. 4 to go. King at the buzzer. Good, Trey King. So when the Stingers needed their threes the most, late in that third quarter, they started getting some, and it is now 79-72. Mamba out in front, 1 quarter to go, and it's going to be a good one. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Welcome back to the Edmonton Expo Center. Time now for the cruise of the game presented by Cal Tire. And we get a pretty look there by Nick Hornsby. Hornsby's got 11 points on the night for the Stingers, go along with 9 rebounds, flirting with a double-double, and a nice cruise of the game. Coming out of the timeout, Sarah Ryan, what did you hear from Saskatoon?
Once again, they look tired. They sound tired. They are very proud of that third quarter, but they've got 1 quarter left. They've got to keep the energy up.
Thank you, Sarah. Saskatoon outscored Edmonton by 5 in that third quarter.
And Edmonton going to a zone look here.
Changing things up early in the fourth quarter, maybe trying to capitalize on what Sarah was just saying. Trying to capitalize on this potentially tired Mamba team. Nuga with speed and a nice finish from Nuga. He's got 9 points. Townsend looking for a response for 3, and that is exactly what the Mamba ordered up. A huge three-pointer. They still lead by 8. Mohammed. Lindsay for 3. Scotty Lindsay leads the team with a 41% average from 3. Makes no mistake, now just a 5-point ball game. We'll see what Mane can do for the Mamba. Left-handed finish, too strong, but perfect finish there by Bandu. Coming and clean up that mess.
Went right over top of Nuga. Believe it, even just went right over top of him. Grab that rebound.
Deflected perfectly there by Clayton. Bandu now. Mane to Clayton. And a Mamba player hit the deck. I believe it was Harding. Or no, excuse me, that was Monsanto. Scotty Lindsay charged with the push.
They were in a big battle inside the key. That came outside the key.
And Lindsay's just trying to be physical there. And smart play. The guy just put the brakes on, and Lindsay just right into his back, and it's pretty obvious at that point. But to Coach Fox's point about being out physical.
Mane to his left. Back to Bandu. Monsanto as the shot clock ticks down. Violation. So again, good defense there by the Stingers. We've seen that a couple times, putting the clamps on when they need it.
After the first 5 minutes of this game, I never would have imagined 2 shot clock violations.
That's a good point. The Mamba were shot out of a cannon to start this game. Mohammed to Lindsay in the corner. Scotty Lindsay can't get the bounce he was looking for.
And not a Stinger in the key to look for an offensive rebound.
Dunmartin. Spins, nice move. Good job by Mane to hold on to that. Looking like Spider-Man is done. Martin's 3 is going to be short. So an opportunity here for the Stingers. Target score time approaches. Lindsay cuts through the paint and has a chance for a 3-point play. Scotty Lindsay to the line. Looking to cut that lead to 4.
And helped by a great screen here by King right at the top that melted Dunmartin.
Yeah, you get a look coming right into your living room. Excellent play call there by the Stingers. Scotty Lindsay now to the line. This is his second trip. He's 1 for 1.
Because that pick happened right in front of us, we heard Dunmartin get winded.
The Stingers, pretty impressive record if they can hold teams to under 90 points. Don't quite know if they'll be able to do that unless they really ratchet it up in the remainder of this game. However they find them, I don't think they're worried about that now. I think they're just worried about being down by 4. Bediako. Chaplin. Dunmartin. Townsend. Bandu. 2 to go on the shot clock. He gets it up late. And another strong defensive effort there from the Stingers. Here comes Nick Hornsby. Has that poked loose, but Kendrick Ray there to pick it up. Ray rising, firing, gets the bounce. It's a 2-point ball game, 84-82.
And I hope the fans appreciate how difficult that is to come to a full stop and have that soft of a touch to get that roll on that stop and ball.
Making it look easy. Dunmartin for 3. Speaking of making it look easy, Dunmartin 4 for 9 from beyond the arc. Restores a 5-point lead for Saskatoon. Kendrick Ray looking for a response. Can't get it, but he is fouled. That's the next best thing is Devontae Bandu, just a little too aggressive there on Ray. He will go to the line to shoot 3. Saskatoon Mamba will play their last game this Monday at Marilys Pelcher Place against the Calgary Surge. Tip-off goes at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the Edmonton Stingers have one more game before the playoffs are revealed. This Sunday they will host the Ottawa Blackjacks right here at the Edmonton Expo Center. Tip-off goes at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Mountain.
Bandu taking that foul, but I feel for the guy. He has put up 2 3-point shots. One that was a time count violation that drained. One was an on-the-floor foul that drained.
That's tough.
He didn't get either, but you know what? He has been doing excellent with his 3-pointers so far this season. He is actually just a couple away from reaching the 200 3-pointers in his career. He would become just the 4th player in the league to get there and put him in excellent company in the likes of Teddy Allen, Alex Campbell, and Ahmed Hill.
Some pretty good names to be associated with. Year 8 in the CEBL as we continue to build record books and stars.
And let's appreciate the Mamba roster that he's that entrenched in the record books and we've barely called his name.
Yeah.
Talk about depth.
Dunn Martin, his team leads by 3. And a foul called. Lindsay just a little too aggressive. Lindsay holding on to his left arm. First it was his shoulder, now he's grabbing his wrist. He's grabbing everything. Scotty Lindsay in some discomfort as he walks right off the floor. And he's walking out of here. Scotty Lindsay is in quite some discomfort. We'll do our best to get an update on that. Isaac Jack subs in to take his spot with 6:13 remaining. Of course, we approach target score time in just a couple minutes, but that could be huge if Scotty Lindsay's not available.
If he's not available to finish this game, never mind what it might look like for the next game or playoffs. That's going to be a tough look for the Edmonton Stingers, honestly.
And it goes from bad to worse as Bandu hits a 3-pointer to make it a 6-point ball game. Davis Jr. to Ray. Davis Jr. for 3. Off the mark, rebound snatched by Chaplin. Here come the Mamba, Dunn Martin. Chaplin battles. And no foul called, but it will be out of bounds. Last touch by the Stingers, so it will be Mamba possession. Damari Monsanto checks in as Trey Townsend will take a seat.
Might have lost an edge a little bit there as he was trying to turn the corner.
Yeah.
Just looked like they got a little tangled up and slipped. At least that's what the officials saw, I think.
Left easy, wide open. Monsanto not going to have many easier than that one. 8-point ball game.
Well designed and well executed.
Absolutely. Love to see that as a coach. Hornsby couldn't finish, but Isaac Jack comes flying in. He can finish. Jack 6 points on the night and all from within about 2 feet of the basket. That's what the big man does. Dunn Martin off the foot of Jack. We'll pause and reset.
Edmonton has tried 3 or 4 different ways to defend that pick and roll. Well, hey, Dunn Martin tonight, and I don't know if they'll really be happy with any of them. But they will continue to mix that up and give him different looks, try to slow him down a little bit.
Dunn Martin, a long 3-pointer is good. Tavion Dunn Martin starts off hot.
No slowing that down.
And he's ending up hot. Mamba lead by 9. Hornsby turns it over in the key. However, we are going to have a foul as Demario Monsanto, the guilty party. That's going to be the 3rd foul in the 4th quarter. So we are inching ever so closely to target score time.
Gentlemen, I'm back here in the corner with Scotty Lindsay. He's been evaluated by the trainer. Appears to be in quite a bit of pain. He's now walking towards the Stingers dressing room.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for that. And it didn't look like a much play, but we saw Lindsay basically make a beeline. straight to the athletic therapist, and clearly something seemed off holding his left arm.
The angle that he was on, I wonder if maybe a shoulder kind of popped out, or maybe he's got a burn or stinger. We see quite often in football.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update, as that could be huge, as you mentioned, Dave, not even just for this game, but moving forward for the Stingers. We'll do our best to get an update before we wrap up the broadcast. Dunmartin feeds a pass to Mediaco, and a foul called.
Baz Davis putting his body on the line, but got there about a half a second too late to draw that charge.
I think you'll applaud the effort.
Absolutely, every time.
Maybe not the dressing room. Maybe Scotty Lindsay taking the long way around, taking a breather. He is now heading back to the Stingers bench. Doesn't look particularly happy, though.
No, he's going to take a seat at the edge of the bench. He's going to stick around.
Good to see him back out.
97-88 Mamba lead. Kendrick Ray. Hornsby. To Jack. Bandumel. Five to go in the shot clock. Davis Jr. got to launch something. Off the mark, but Hornsby there for the rebound. Bandumel, his three-pointer. That one also off the mark. Hornsby out of bounds, last touched.
Bandumel on that double clutch. I think if he had gone with the first one.
Hornsby officially at a double-double, but Jordan Baker's going to call a timeout with 4:06 remaining. His team down 97-88. Target score time just right around the corner, and you want to use this opportunity to just condense that lead as much as you possibly can.
Absolutely. And they'll probably talk about a little bit of strategy here. The Mamba have been such proficient scorers. Do you score and foul to trigger target time right away and not give them a chance to get back down the floor and maintain or increase the lead?
Yeah, the strategy certainly being discussed, I'd imagine, in both huddles right now. I know Sarah's going to go listen to the Edmonton timeout, but Dave, let's focus a little bit on the Mamba right now. This has been a back and forth affair. They got off to a red hot start, but I think if you told head coach Isaiah Fox with 4:06 remaining in the fourth quarter, you'd be up by 9 points on the road, I think he'd take that. I think he'd be pretty thrilled with that.
I think as tired as they are with the travel schedule they've had, I think he feels a little bit like he's got some house money on the table right now.
Yeah.
Going into target score time. I know he's going to be after his guys to persevere through fatigue and not give in to being tired, and we just got to close this thing out.
That's the thing, though. It's not over. We've seen some pretty crazy finishes in the CEBL, and there's still a lot of basketball to be played. It's Nick Hornsby set to inbound. He has Townsend right in front of him. Not going to make this easy for the Stingers. Bandumel
was looking for Isaac Jack on the roll.
Couldn't get it, but draws a foul. So with 4:02 remaining, this benefits the Stingers as well. Still more chance to condense that lead. Jameer Chaplin picking up his third foul. That will send Bandumel to the line. It's his first one. 8-point lead for the Mamba.
And we'll see if Edmonton tries to trigger target score time here without letting the Mamba try to get a chance to score.
Two big shots for Bandumel. They do not. They let Dunbar
They let him play.
Cross half. Chaplin. Blocked by Jack. Great play defensively by the Stingers. Here comes Ray with speed. He is fouled. No basket, though. That was a really good play there by Townsend.
It was.
As he gets immediately greeted by his coaching staff. I think they knew what was at stake. So really good play there. And And I think there's some confusion. I think Jordan Baker wanted a timeout, but I don't believe the officials are going to grant it. So as we approach target score time, we are going to take a pause. And then we're going to take our pause. So it's a good thing for Edmonton. It's Kendrick Ray at the line.
This is really the best possible scenario for the team behind, right?
Absolutely.
Get your free throws here, then head in target score without the team with the lead being able to add to it. So
Kendrick Ray gets his first attempt, his first trip to the line tonight. Makes it a 6-point ball game. Can he make it a 5-point ball game? He can and he does. So heading into target score time, it's 97-92 for the Mamba. Buckle up, we're going to have quite the finish. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
Gotta love a Canadian boots.
Two hands. Oh, what a block from behind.
Next bucket wins. Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama,
that anything can happen.
Big players step up in big time. He is cooking.
Welcome back inside Edmonton Expo Center. First to 106 is going to win this game. It's been a back and forth affair. The Mamba got off to a red hot start. We're out in front 20-4, but the Stingers have found a way to claw themselves back into this one. And Dave, we've seen crazier things happen in target score time. Before we get to that, Sarah, what did you hear in that Mamba timeout?
It's been a theme for Coach Fox all night long. Rebound, rebound, rebound.
Thank you, Sarah, and I bet you can say the same thing for the Edmonton Stingers as well, right? You have to capitalize on every opportunity here.
We talked about second chance points right at the opening of the game, right? This is a chance for the Mamba to just shut it down defensively or put the dagger in with a couple of good offensive rebounds. Edmonton goes back to that zone look coming out of the timeout.
And Townsend fouled early. Just the fourth foul against the Stingers in this fourth quarter. But nonetheless, that will send Townsend to the line. His first trip tonight. And these are big. Trey Townsend, 6'6" from Oxford, Michigan, graduate of the University of Arizona. It's his first attempt. I was going to make a Michigan Wolverines reference, so I realized he went to Arizona, so I think that's where his allegiance probably lies.
Most likely.
Could be a Michigan State guy as well, who knows. 99-92. Mamba in front. Ray with speed to the left hand. Can't get the go, but he is fouled. Bediako the guilty party. So Ray has a chance to get those points back.
Bediako's fourth. I know we're in target score time, but if you lose him here, you lose a lot of rim protection.
Absolutely. Still no sign of Scotty Lindsay. He remains on the bench for the Stingers.
I did just get an update from the team. They are confirming shoulder injury. He is still out here, but that's what it is.
Thank you, Sarah. Kendrick Ray, calm, cool, and collected. Hit those points before, hit those free throws, excuse me, just before the break. No, we've said it a couple times, Dave, but I've really been impressed with Kendrick Ray, just being kind of airdropped into this team at such a critical point. Looks like he's been playing with this team all season long.
Looks like he's been playing with this team all season long and answers some questions that this team has had all season long about where's the next scorer, where's our offensive punch point guard guy. And I think he's answering a lot of those questions. Will it help him in the playoffs?
Shot off the mark, but not a gold jersey around to get that rebound. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be Bediako. Kicks it back out to Dunmartin. That's a missed opportunity there for the Stingers. Dunmartin with speed, lays it in, can't quite finish. And Bediako spins, fires, foul called.
On the ground.
On the ground before that, so Stingers are a little bit fortunate. But they had a chance to snatch that board down and move it the other way, and they couldn't do it. Instead, it's going to be Bediako at the line for 2. Foul call against Hornsby. As Bediako, his first trip to the line tonight. Saskatoon shoot about 88% from the line tonight.
And when you start looking about prepping for the playoffs, things like what's our free throw percentage like? You know, are we capitalizing at the line when we get the opportunity? So the Mamba, everything Coach Fox has talked about, we want to be playing good basketball and have momentum to the playoffs. Here's another example. 1 for 2.
And you'll take that if you're the Stingers. Hornsby grabs that down. Number first to 106 is going to take this game. Davis Jr. to Jack. Almost went out of bounds. Ray collects it. Davis Jr. Back to Ray. Kendrick Ray for 3. Rattles around, doesn't fall.
Right at the shot clock. A lot of guys standing, watching that shot clock wind down.
Dunmartin. Nice play there to Bediako. I think that's the advantage when you're ahead in target score time. You don't need a 3. You can take a couple extra seconds and make a couple extra moves.
Absolutely. And Dunmartin with good shooting touch and nice touch on that pass as well.
Hornsby in traffic, and they turn it over. Townsend clutching his ribs. Thought there should have been a foul called. Dunmartin, awkward 3 goes up and over. So we'll give it right back to the Stingers, and I think that's a possession maybe like back if you're the Mamba.
I think he felt that pressure behind him, thinking, you know what, if this goes, I might have a 4-point play here. And I think he was going, what a way to win it.
Would be a way to win it. I don't know if we've ever seen a game end on a 4-point play, but that would be something quite magical.
Yet another record.
Absolutely. Scotty Lindsay hits a big 3-pointer. He's back when they need him the most. That shoulder doesn't seem to be bothering him too much as he hits that 3. Dunmartin kicks it back out. Bediako, good strong defense by Jack, and here come the Stingers. Hornsby back to Lindsay. This 3 could be huge. Can't get it. Rebound snatched down by the Mamba. Townsend with his head up finds Dunmartin. Pace has ratcheted up over the last minute or so here. Dunmartin cuts through about 4 gold jerseys. Draws a foul. Bandumel.
His fourth,
so something else to keep our eyes on. Tavion Dunmartin has been electric tonight for Saskatoon.
And Chapman waiting to sub in for him.
Dunmartin misses the first attempt. Maybe a bit of that fatigue Sarah was talking about earlier starting to creep in for the Mamba. Crowd getting into it. He hits the second. And a quick pause here for substitution as Jameer Chaplin is going to check in for Tavion Dunmartin. As the Mamba are a 3-point away from winning, but Edmonton.
9 is still within reach, but got to be very efficient here.
Davis Jr. off the mark, but a foul call is going to be going the other way. And that will actually be shooting because they are in the bonus. That's going to send Jameer Chaplin, I believe Jamar Chaplin. Fans do not like that call.
good to see the home fans engage, right?
Oh, I beg your pardon. It's going to be Monsanto at the line. Shoot 2.
Isaac Jack also with 4 fouls now, which may or may not matter.
Calm, cool, and collected. Damari Monsanto. Not a ton of Mamba players. They're getting way back defensively, but
that's the advantage to being up in target time. Again, we've talked about fatigue. Let's save you one run up and down the floor.
Timeout called by the Stingers. Mamba just 1 point away from their 12th win of the season and guaranteeing at minimum finishing at 500. And the Stingers looking to build. Both these teams are headed to the postseason right now. Saskatoon are 1 point away from clinching and locking up 3rd spot. Still some juggling and shifting in the Western Conference standings.
Yeah, potentially so for sure that we could see still a little movement. However, this locks in this relationship here between 3rd and 4th.
Absolutely.
Come away with this, and now they're sitting back wondering who they're going to play in the opening, which is every coach's nightmare. The one thing you can't control right now.
Yeah, how hard that is to prepare, right? And again, still you have one more game to go, but I think everyone watching, every Stinger fan, every Mountain fan watching, I think they have an eye and ear towards the postseason, and you know you're either going to Winnipeg or you're going to take on the Bandits, so got to prepare for both.
You do. You have to prepare for both, and you have to, and both teams, very experienced, very knowledgeable coaching staffs will have the scouting reports ready to go on both.
Here we go. The Stingers are going to need a couple of quick scores, and more importantly, a couple of quick stops and no fouls. Davis Jr. Back out to Lindsay. That 3 is off the mark. Hornsby was trying to claim it went off Mamba, but to no avail. So if you're the Mamba, next point wins it. You get to the line. You have 2 opportunities and another timeout called this time by the Mamba. I think head coach Isaiah Fox just want to make sure his team knows exactly what is at stake. You don't really need anything other than a clear look. It could be 2 feet away, it could be 10 feet away. I think you just need a clear shot at the basket.
You do, and we've talked all game about the fatigue and what the Mamba must be fighting. This is a great way to check in with your team here at timeout. Okay, we know what we're running.
Yeah.
We know what we're looking for. Get a breath, get a sip of water. One more. Give us one good possession here. This thing's over. And we get on the bus and go. The Stingers right now are figuring out what have we got in the toolkit, the bag of tricks defensively. Yep. How do we get a steal out of this? How do we prolong this game and give us another chance to win this thing?
Heading into action tonight, the Mamba had won 4 out of 5 and are kind of peaking at the right time. We talked about the playoff matchups, and I think, obviously, I think they're looking forward to getting home, to wrapping up the regular season, but I think you have to be really pleased with how this team has been playing down the stretch. You don't want to, we heard Jordan Baker say earlier, you want to be playing your best basketball in August. And I think the Mamba can say, listen, we're not even technically in August yet, but playing your best basketball in late July, I think you have to be absolutely thrilled with that.
Absolutely, and they're doing it with depth. They're doing it coming at you from a couple of different ways. That's all got to be feeling good for the coaching staff heading into the playoffs for the Mamba.
Bandu set to inbound. 1 more point, and the Mamba are victorious. Dunn Martin loses the handle. Boursier picks it up. That's step 1 for the Stingers. Davis Jr. to King. He boots it. That's out of bounds. And it's going to go right back to the Mamba. So a missed opportunity there by Edmonton. That's kind of maybe been the story of the night. They've had so many opportunities to claw back into this, and a lot of self-inflicted wounds, and kind of amplified by what we just saw.
Go right back to Baz Davis's first minute when he put it off his foot out of it. It's been like that all night.
Dunn Martin up and in, and that is it. The Saskatoon Mamba come into Edmonton and snatch a 107-97 victory against the Stingers. Saskatoon improves to 12-11, winners of 5 of 6, and the Stingers fall to 9-14 with one more game to go in the regular season. Both these teams again heading to the postseason, but the Stingers, you gotta feel like maybe they let one slip away. If they get off to a better start, maybe eliminate some of those turnovers, it's a different story.
Better start, even match the energy that the Mamba brought. You don't want to back into the playoffs. You want to come in leading with your chest, and right now the Stingers have to regroup for their last game, and the Mamba just need to keep this momentum up. This is a great road win, and you know your first playoff game is on the road.
Yeah.
So you're proving it to yourself right now. Give us whatever schedule, give us the travel, we're fine. We can go in anywhere and win on the road. It's got to be your mentality going into these playoffs.
We'll give him a second just to get settled there and say hi to his teammates. Batavian Dunbarton hit the game-winning shot. He is the player of the game, presented by Booster Juice. Let's go to Sarah Ryan and Tavian Dunbarton. Sarah?
Tavian, this is official. The Mamba now clinched 3rd place in the Western Conference heading into playoffs. How does that feel?
It feels good, you know. We haven't made the playoffs in a couple seasons, so first year as an organization, we made it to the playoffs, so that's great for us. We got still a lot of work to do.
The man indeed. You had 30 points on the night, including the target score winner, and you set a league record with 5 threes, 80 now this season, most threes in a single season. What do you take away from winning these milestones like this?
Just a great accomplishment, you know, just shows a testament of how much work I put in to the game of basketball. You know, I love the game, so I don't want to take anything for granted. We still got a lot of work to do. Main goal is win a championship. I'm excited to have these little accolades, but the main goal is win the championship.
Absolutely. Tonight, especially in the 3rd and 4th quarters, because your three-point shooting was so successful, you ended up coming around people as the Stingers came out to try to take away the threes. Talk to me about that. You're showing your game is a lot more than just outside that line.
You know, I just got to show I'm versatile, show I can finish at the basket. I know a lot of teams go try to run me off the line, trying to float some, trying to get some out the paint. Just show them I'm more than a three-point shooter, that I can do a little bit of everything, so that's what I showed tonight.
Well, congratulations on this victory, and we'll be seeing you in the postseason.
All right, thank you so much.
Back to you, Mark, Dave.
Thank you very much, Sarah and Tavian. 107-97 Mamba win. Coming back, we'll get you the player of the game and some stats as we wrap up. Mamba win improved to 12-11. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CBL Plus. Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center, where the Mamba get a 107-97 victory over the Stingers. Just a single game on the CEBL schedule tomorrow. It's the final home game from the CAA Center in Brampton as the Honey Badgers host Miles Powell and the Shooting Stars in the first game of a season-ending home-and-home series. Action gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Dave, the Mamba got out to a fantastic start. The Stingers led for all of about 8 seconds in that game. It felt a little bit closer at times, but I think this game is a good example of a couple breaks maybe go your way here or there. We're looking at a different story.
We're absolutely looking at a different story. The Mamba capitalized on every one of those breaks. When there was a chance for it to fall one way or the other way, it seemed to go the Mamba's way. You know, when I was a young lad getting into coaching, they always said, no guard, no game. If you don't have guards, it's going to be a rough night. And the Mamba guards dominated this game in both ends of the floor, really. The Stingers didn't get the room they needed. They couldn't penetrate, get to the paint often enough to create the havoc they needed to. You know, as we're looking at this highlight reel, we're seeing great spacing by the Mamba, you know, compressing the defense and kicking out. We're seeing the occasional breakdown. Both of these teams fighting to get their momentum ready for the playoffs. It was an entertaining game, and I'm sure for the home fans, a little bit disappointing, but some great basketball in Canada's Pro Basketball League.
And what can you say quickly about Tavian Dunmart, what he did at both ends of the floor? Electric speed up the floor, and when it counted, when they needed him most, he hit some big shots.
All we were missing was the night. He gave us pretty much everything else. Shooting it from everywhere, scoring, finding his teammates, and that quickness and explosiveness at the defensive end, disrupting Edmonton. What a pleasure to watch him live.
Well, on behalf of our incredibly hardworking staff at the Edmonton Expo Center and Sarah Ryan, our sideline reporter, he's Dave Drabik. My name is Mark Majot. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your home on this Friday night. We have one more game to go in Edmonton. That is Sunday afternoon, and we will be right back here to close out what's been a terrific season of CEBL basketball. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Knock 'em out the way, knock 'em out the way, knock 'em out the way, knock 'em out the way. With your head top, time for some action.